Hi, friends. Something is weighing on my heart. Something that I heard and I can't shake loose. And it's about loneliness and about being alone. And the bottom line of this is that there is a difference. There's a difference between being alone by myself and being lonely, where I'm longing for connection. I'm longing for that human interaction. I'm longing for community. I'm longing for that relationship. Whatever that might be an acquaintance, that might be a neighbor, that might be a coworker, it might be a partner, it might be a family member, whatever that is, but there's another connection, another human being on the other side. And I'm not talking about AI interactions where you're talking to a human-like entity. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about real human connection, human to human connection. And I think what we've done is we've mistakenly thought if I'm alone, I am lonely. Or if I am lonely, that means I have to be alone, or I am drawn to being alone. No, no, no. Most of us, in fact, you go and ask the people around you. Most of us are what we would consider introverts. And the difference between an introvert and an extrovert is simply that where do you get your energy from? Do you get more energy from being around other people, parties, and all those kinds of things? And you're like, yeah, I'm more energetic afterward because I had those interactions and I really love them. And I'm getting interaction from being around other people. Or do I need to recharge? Do I need to be by myself sometimes? I'm getting overstimulated. I'm getting, there's so much. These parties, there's just so much happening, and I just need to be alone for a little bit. I don't need to be lonely. I need to be alone. So I'm an introvert, but if you interact with me at a party, you would think that I'm an extrovert. You would think, oh gosh, you're having a great time. You really love this. You're in your element. You're rubbing elbows and all that with everybody, and you can chit chat about everything. I can. But I need to go home and recharge. I need to be alone quite often in order so that I could be socially upbeat and extroverted in public. It doesn't mean that I am, the life of the party. I'm not. But I enjoy myself at gatherings. So if you are feeling lonely, I don't want you to mistake that for being alone. Because most of us need to be alone. And this doesn't have a whole lot to do with money, but it has to do with life. When you're talking about our ideal life, the stuff that Mike and I talk about all the time, if you are creating your ideal life and you think, gosh, I'm alone, I need somebody else around, like that's a mistake that we sometimes mess up in our narrative in our mind. When you are alone, if you are feeling lonely, then do something to connect with another human being. And the best way that you can do that, if you don't feel like you have a lot of friends, or you think, oh gosh, they all have significant others, they're more social than I am, they're all extroverted, they have their parties, they have their things that they go to. I don't really want to go do that stuff. I'm not bar hopping with them. I'm not going to parties. I don't really like that. That's okay. That's not where you get the best human interaction. You get it from conversation. You get it from connectedness. It might just be going to coffee with somebody. It might be taking a walk with somebody. You don't even have to talk the whole time. But don't mistake being alone and being lonely. Just be really careful about that, because I hear a lot of people talking about, yeah, you know what, that person's alone, so they must be lonely. No. Nope. I'm alone a lot. And I like to be alone a lot. But I'm not lonely. And that's the thing, is like I can be by myself for a long period of time, and I do need to get out around other people, whether I'm interacting with them or not. Heck, you might be surprised by this. I was for many years, but I like to walk at a mall. I like to go to the mall and just walk and walk and walk and walk and walk. I put my headphones on, I'm listening to my favorite music, and I'm walking. I'm not having conversation. I'm not draining myself by having to be interactive with other people, but I'm around other people. I'm watching other people. I'm looking at what they're doing and how they're reacting to things and what they're eating and what they're buying. And sometimes I shake my head and sometimes I laugh and sometimes I cry, but I'm around other people, other connection. And that's what gives me my energy, right? Being alone for a bunch of times, also being out a lot of times. And then having that interaction, that connection, that real deep human connection is very helpful for my spirit, my soul, all the things. And so when it comes around to to money and finance and our ideal life, I want you to assess, one, are you introverted, extroverted? Most of us know that. But what do you need to do to stave off the loneliness? Because loneliness is a deep pit. It's a deep pit. And that's what I talked about at the beginning of this conversation. That's not bothering me, but it's really weighing on me that I see people sitting around being lonely and not knowing how to get out of it. So I'm telling you how to get out of that loneliness feeling. If you feel lonely, don't stay alone. Don't stay by yourself and say, gosh, I'm lonely. I wish somebody would call me. I wish somebody would text me. I wish somebody would interact with me. Because you know what happens is we doom scroll online, and then we start following other people's lives, and we get deeper and deeper and deeper into that hole, because then we have that comparison problem where we're seeing everybody else having a jolly good old time, and we're like, I guess I wish that were my life. I wish I were doing that. I wish I had the money for that. I wish I could go to that party. I wish I could go on that vacation. I wish I could rent that car and have a nice little sports drive. But all these different things, I wish, instead of, what do I need to do to fulfill my heart, to fulfill my needs, to fulfill my spirit, to get me fulfilled in life? It's connection. It's free. You just need somebody to connect with. So here's the best way, and we'll end on this. Here's the best way to stave off loneliness. Go serve someone. Serve someone. What do you have in you that you can help another human being? Here's something that surprised me. I get kicks out of helping older people smile. Helping older people do what they can't do on their own. Right? The classic story of the Boy Scouts who would help old ladies across the street. Right? Those are the things, like, you can change lives just by doing something for somebody else. So get out there and serve somebody. You don't even have to get out there. You can serve people online. Give them hope. Give them something to feel good about themselves. And then in turn, you feel good about yourself. My lowest point in my life, I was just sinking. What got me out of it? Turning my focus, instead of on myself, turning my focus to somebody else. If I help somebody else with their problem, I feel good about myself again. I didn't do anything for myself. I did something for somebody else. And that turned it around somehow in my head. This is how we're wired. If you serve somebody else, you will, instead of focusing on how bad things are for you, you'll start feeling better. It gives you that dopamine hit of, gosh, there is more out there than just my misery. So if you are struggling with that loneliness, go out and serve somebody. Go do something. It can be small. Just small. Take 5 minutes out of your day to go do something for somebody else. Open a door. Go down to the mall, open doors for people. Walk somebody across the street that has a cane, or help somebody who has a different ability that needs assistance somehow, right? Do something for somebody else, and that loneliness will start to dissipate. You're turning the focus, instead of inward on yourself, turning the focus to somebody else, to something else that's bigger than yourself. That loneliness will start to go away, and then you actually have the energy, you have the mindset, you have that positive vibe to look at the positive things in life, look at the better things in life, and then you actually start to move forward again instead of being stationary on your own. And that's how you attract other people to come and connect with you, and come and connect with you, and come and connect with you, because you're more attractive to somebody. That energy is there, and it's very attractive when you're serving other people and helping other people, and you're not looking just at yourself. All right? So think about that. If you are in a spot, connect with me, connect with Mike, connect with somebody. Just say, hey, I'm lonely. Put it in the comments. I'm actually lonely, or just, I need to be alone. It's okay to be alone. Whatever that looks like for you. And then go from there, and we can help you create that plan so that you can get on the path to your ideal life. All right, friends. Thanks. We'll see you in another video.